is the secret fight with the Lion King, a small, short-legged species that scurries across the African grasslands, occasionally burrowing itself into burrows to escape a pack of hyenas, or dragging a large python into the thicket. Its illustrations feed has resonated with most soldiers. No, it's the honey badger, a hero on all fronts and resistant to the deadly venom of any snake on the planet. Today, let's follow these 4 brave little legs walking through the grasslands of Africa to see how it will face the lion. And if it was supposed to fight the lion, what would happen? Let's discover this together. On the vast land, the lion domain did not need to be flaunted. Everyone knew how vast it was. Its authority is supreme, and no animal dares to approach to see how sharp the lion's claws and teeth really are. The king of the grasslands is also quite secretive about his hunts. It stalks its prey and launches fatal bites, and the prey can't keep up with the lion's hunting tactics. With its inherent power and authority, it can also rob other creatures' prey. Leopards sometimes have to take a step back to give the lion a bite. The lion dominates, ruling over a large area. Give up your prey to have a chance to find other prey. If you risk your life, you can only be the next prey of the lion. Understanding that implicit rule, the animals that see the appearance of the lion stays away from that place as much as possible. They are afraid to face lions and do not want to anger the tiger. Life is still long, so if you lose your life on an impulse just for a minute, the whole world will laugh at it. Thinking so, many animals have learned to be suspicious and hunt when the lion's shadow is no longer looming. The lion is not ready to stand beside the hunts of others, but if there is a disturbance disrupting his sleep or his rest, the time of terror will come soon. The honey badger is a real player in the village who shows a degree of recklessness. Sometimes it toyed with the lion wildly. It didn't know the risk of that joke. Only when excited, the honey badger runs towards the lion's head and dances around it. It kept raising its head to look directly at the lion, or running around beside one of the most ferocious assassins in the grasslands of Africa. Lions only need a strong slap, and the jaw of any mammal, no matter how hard, can be deviated to the left or the right. My badger is still innocent, and innocence blatantly blocking the way of the Lion King. It is easy to see if it intentionally or unintentionally angers the lion. It must have been intentional to make a joke like that. If it just wanted to tease for a moment, and as soon as it appeared with some basic dance moves, it had to retreat to prevent the lion's anger. But it is true that the deaf are not afraid of guns. It did not know that the other powerful creature might bite into it, tearing it to tragedy. On a few rare occasions, the honey badger has been killed by a lion before. At such times, surely other honey badgers, if they see them, must have a slight shiver of fear. At least, that's because it's hard to overtake the dominant species in this terrestrial environment. Have you ever wondered why the honey badger is not the prey of the lion? Because honey badgers have a thick and firm skin? Or is it because the honey badgers don't usually appear in a lion's food range? Living together in the same territory, in the same area, how can they not meet each other? Sometimes those encounters are more frequent than what you think. But the lion is a species that knows exactly where the prey is, making it work hard to hunt, rather than targeting a stubborn honey badger that only costs itself energy. Assuming you kill it, how do you deal with the skill that challenges the strength of the teeth? The lion's jaws are strong, but not the super strong jaw to be able to chew and swallow a hairy badger and have the thick protective skin like a super fine armor. If a honey badger confronts a lion, it will be difficult to distinguish victory or defeat, especially for honey badgers who are more experienced and more tenacious than their comrades. Defeating it is sure to make the lion exhausted and lethargic. This is no different from saying that has gone into legend. When the state dies, the Lord also dies. If there is a conflict, it is also worthy of the name of a person of 8.5 pounds. Although larger and more ferocious than the honey badger, the lion cannot match the mud, cunning, and wisdom of the honey badger. It dares to climb trees to find honey, destroy beehives, chase porcupines away, attack iguanas, eat mamba snakes, or eat the African rock pythons. There is nothing to be afraid of in front of a big but mighty man. Sometimes negligent. Maybe in a moment of distraction, the lion will be attacked by a honey badger. And the lion's weakness is in the lack of precaution, cavalier and subjective thinking that our strength can defeat any animal. With the stubborn nature passed on from generation to generation of honey badgers, it is also possible to dilute the lion's attention, gradually withdrawing strength and defeating the lion. But unlike other decisive battles, if it's a fight between a badger and a lion, sometimes not even for food, they may have broken out into a fight just because both sides have made enough concessions. The lion's endurance has a limit, and the honey badger does not want to be cocked by the lion forever. The two rush into each other. If the honey badger knows how to dodge the lion's attacks, its probability of victory is much higher. Lions are one of the big cats that have the strength to race its prey. If you have to stand in one place to play with the honey badger, it seems that it will burn and become the ghost. It is impossible to determine the only move to defeat the opponent. The honey badger also seems to be a strong opponent for lions, in terms of endurance. The badger has determined what will attack until it has no more breath to breathe. It is a man who dictates himself in spite of danger. The fact that it confronts the biggest and most ferocious cat, the lion, is hypothetical, but in reality, it also becomes a hobby for the lion at times. When lions are walking in groups or are close to each other, it is probably better for honey badgers to limit their appearances to attract attention, buying themselves trouble for not so good people. In Africa, any carelessness can lead to death, and any daredevil must receive the consequences. or pay the appropriate price for its actions. The honey badger also knows this well, as it can only rely on intelligence and armor that can protect its body. In terms of physical strength or sharp claws, it will be defeated by the lion. Renowned for their ruthlessness and never before succumbing to any other species, lions will not be easily humiliated by the badgers. Sometimes it deliberately ignores the harassment of honey badgers right in front of it, because it is known that it is not worth worrying about. The honey badger also has to know its destiny, to stay safe and survive in the African grasslands that are not always rich or have enough food sources for it. These two species, neither the lion nor the honey badger, are enemies of each other. They are also not close friends to be able to play closely. Lions are lonely and often live in groups. Those separated from the herd have had a difficult life. Therefore, if you face a lion, you will lose your life either way. Perhaps this is just a hypothesis to see the connection. The meeting point of lions and badgers on the vast African grasslands is that they live in a large house. The vast steep that can protect them can also destroy them if they don't know how to observe, learn, and draw lessons to survive. There is no one who is invincible. There is always an opponent who is worthy or above easy to defeat the arrogance. Living, learning, and adjusting behavior in nature is what honey badgers need to learn most of all. And as for the lion, it is inherently very strong because it is a tyrant, the king of all species. It also needs humility, ignoring small disputes to move towards more important goals. Hopefully, with the information shared through this video, you will love and look forward to discovering more fascinating things from the wild world. Good day, and see you in the next video.